Welcome to another edition of SKNIS Week in Review, a program that highlights the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the past week. Let's take a quick look at some of the highlights for the week of April 13th to 19. Government ensures new forensic department is world-class. Prime Minister Harris engaged in important bilateral discussions overseas. Independence 35 theme competition officially launched. And signed a Memorandum of Understanding signals a go for Exercise Trade Winds 2018. I am your presenter, Sherma Matthew. The new home of the Police Forensic Department in St. Kitts and Nevis stands as confirmation of the commitment to ensure that local law enforcement is given the best tools in the execution of its duties. The two-story building under construction in Tabernacle is almost complete and will feature state-of-the-art equipment that will allow the forensic staff to strengthen police investigations by incriminating or eliminating persons of interest when evidence is collected. Head of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force Forensic Department, Naresh Ramnarayan, who played an integral part in the design, noted that it was based on a similar structure that he saw in Trinidad during his 26-year career in law enforcement there. Improvements were made to the design to allow for greater workflow and efficiency. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has purchased state-of-the-art equipment that will ensure the lab features all the necessary tools.
This is a world-class facility. It's better than what the Caribbean have. We have some equipment here that other islands in the world would only dream to acquire, and we have been able to acquire through the blessings of the government and the commitment of the High Command of the Police Service.
At a press conference on Friday, April 13th, Deputy Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy noted that the new home of the Forensic Department is expected to be commissioned on April 27th, 2018. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, was busy promoting the interests of the Twin Island Federation internationally during official visits to the United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, and the United Kingdom. The Prime Minister's international engagements began with a visit to Dubai and other cities in the United Arab Emirates, where he led a high-level local delegation on a tour to promote the Federation's Citizenship by Investment (CBI) program. The St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister also met with Foreign Minister of the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi, with whom he engaged in extensive discussions on a number of matters, including the exploration of mutually beneficial partnerships between the two countries in areas of education, heritage, technology, double taxation, tourism, and visa-free access. The two officials signed a historic air services agreement, signaling the further strengthening of bilateral cooperation between both countries. From there, the Prime Minister journeyed to Hong Kong, where he further promoted the country's CBI program. Following his successful engagements in Hong Kong, Prime Minister Harris traveled to England for a series of high-level meetings, including the 2018 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Accompanied by Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, the Prime Minister first met with more than 200 nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis residing in the UK in a town hall-styled setting. The Prime Minister and the Premier updated the nationals on the various developments taking place in St. Kitts and Nevis and encouraged those in attendance to play active roles in further socio-economic development of the country. While in London, Prime Minister Harris also met and held discussions with UK's Prime Minister Theresa May, as well as Her Royal Highness Princess Anne. A call is going out for submissions for the official theme for the 35th anniversary of independence of St. Kitts and Nevis. Against this backdrop, citizens and residents alike are encouraged to tap into their creative minds. The theme competition was officially launched by William V. Hodge, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, who noted that the deadline for submission of entries is Wednesday, May 2nd, 2018. Permanent Secretary Hodge said that the committee looks forward to receiving an abundance of submissions, especially from young people, as it is important for them to play a vital role in the country's future development.
The 35th anniversary of independence is a significant event in the life of our people. As a sovereign nation, it is imperative that our young people in particular develop and foster a sense of patriotism, pride, and love for country. They are our greatest human resources, and it is imperative that their sense of patriotism be enhanced.
A maximum of 2 submissions are allowed per person, and every submission must be new and original, as old and plagiarized entries will result in immediate disqualification. The 34th Independence Anniversary was celebrated under the theme Youth, Vision, Integrity, Securing Our Nation's Prosperity, and was won by Donnet Diamaloney of Nevis. The green light has been given for host nations St. Kitts and Nevis and the Bahamas to stage Exercise Tradewinds 2018 as the Memorandum of Understanding MOU was signed by representatives of all partner nations on Thursday, April 19th, during the wrap-up of the final planning conference, which ran for 4 days at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. Captain Coyote Sutton of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, SKNDF, and lead planner for Tradewinds 2018 said that as host nation, the signing of the MOU means that all the necessary information contained in the MOU, including but not limited to articles, details, and instructions, is binding.
We have signed it, so we are binded by it. We will have to live up to that expectation and conform with all the instructions within the MOU to ensure that Tradewinds Exercise 2018 is a success. St. Kitts and Nevis has always delivered. St. Kitts and Nevis has always punched above the waistline. We delivered in 2015. We want to make it even better in 2018.
The MOU was established and signed with the aim of providing a baseline for all of the participants in the exercise, according to United States Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Grace. Still on the Tradewinds front. The annual staging of Exercise Tradewinds may seem like a foreign concept to the ordinary man or woman on the street of any given Caribbean country, but the benefits of the multinational maritime interdiction, ground security, and disaster response training have the potential to touch every citizen and resident of the sub-region. The most obvious example of this was the coordinated response that took place after Hurricanes Irma and Maria wreaked havoc across the Caribbean in 2017, causing several deaths to livestock and humans, and billions of dollars in damages to crops and infrastructure. United States Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Grace of the U.S. Southern Command said the countries that contributed troops to the relief efforts were able to use the training they received during Tradewinds 2017, held in Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, to work through issues and execute real-world solutions.
And we actually received phone calls from representatives from different organizations down here from Trinidad and from the RSS saying, hey, we're doing what we did during Tradewinds right now, real world, moving supplies to Dominica, putting troops on a ship from Trinidad to go over to help out Dominica.
The key is to be prepared for any eventualities, and the message needs to resonate in every corner of society. A hotel in Barbados took that instruction seriously while hosting visiting troops for the security and disaster exercise there. It all unfolded after the hotel management asked about the practical aspects of the yearly training and learned that the High Availability Disaster Recovery HADR scenario featured a response following a major earthquake and resulting tsunami had hit the island. The Honorable Mark Brantley jump-started his pre-Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting SHOGOM engagements in London with a bilateral meeting with UK's Minister of State in the UK Foreign Commonwealth Office, Lord Tariq Ahmad, who holds responsibility for the Caribbean. The St. Kitts and Nevis Foreign Affairs Minister congratulated the UK on its arrangements for SHOGOM. He welcomed the UK's interest in strengthening relations, especially in light of our historical ties. Foreign Minister Brantley implored the British minister to speak to the issues of climate change, de-risking, and correspondent banking in international fora where St. Kitts and Nevis does not have a voice. Minister Brantley expressed pleasure at participating in these meetings and lauded the valuable work of the Commonwealth. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, the Honorable Mark Brantley, received a courtesy call from a delegation from Estonia with the aim to promote the candidature of Estonia for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the period 2020 to 2021, and to discuss the possibility of developing bilateral relations between Estonia and St. Kitts and Nevis on topical international issues including cooperation in international organizations. Foreign Minister Brantley warmly welcomed the delegation as they engaged in robust discussions on bilateral cooperation.
We are well aware of the importance of your country in the context of Europe and the European Union, and certainly we have had interactions with Estonia in the past, most recently in our bid to be part of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, and we were very thankful to Estonia for its support in that regard. And so it demonstrates that even though we are a small country, that we can find opportunities and common ground where we can cooperate. And I'm sure that as we go into our meeting, we'll have an opportunity to discuss areas that we can deepen and strengthen that cooperation.
The delegation was comprised of Matt Nutt, Member of the Parliament and Member of the Advisory Committee of the President of the Republic of Estonia on Estonia's campaign for non-permanent membership of the UN Security Council, Margus Kolgar, Ambassador at Large for the United Nations Issues in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Mari Tomingas, Desk Officer of the Political Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. St. Kitts and Nevis and Estonia established diplomatic relations on the 23rd of September 2009. Two young aspiring nationals from St. Kitts and Nevis attended the April 16th to 18th Commonwealth Youth Forum, which is an event aimed at providing opportunities for young people of the Commonwealth to build cross-cultural connections and networks, debate the challenges facing its young people, and agree on youth-led initiatives to influence decision-makers and ensure young people have a voice in its future. The forum, which was held in London, England, was attended by Sheldon Henry, who is currently employed with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Maricia Pemberton, who is currently employed as an independent consultant at Social Impact. Thanks for viewing SKNIS Week in Review. I am Sherma Matthew. See you next week as we continue to update you, the general public, on what's happening in and around the Federation.